Hello, everybody. This is Alchemist 2, and actually, I had to do that because that was the hardest one to put together. But I am going to do a review of Bells of St. John, and I have to say, from first blush of this episode, it was absolutely extraordinary. It was, in the words of the ninth incarnation of the Doctor, fantastic! I absolutely adored the new format of the TARDIS. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's awesome. It's cool. And it's very technologically advanced. I adore what all the producers have done with the look and feel of the TARDIS, including what they did with the 11th Doctor's new look. They gave him a black bow tie. Of course, I was a little bit unnerved at first about that, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't go too deep into that. That might mean that the Doctor's a little bit of a rebel, which I've always thought he was. I love Clara. She is a very intriguing character. One thing I kept questioning myself about was the fact of the matter, there were certain scenes when Clara's at home, birds in the background, I was thinking, is the Dream Lord back? Now, I don't know if anybody else thought this, or my mind was just, going off on little trips like it does, but I thought, as an introduction to the new series, that this was absolutely phenomenal, and I loved it. I especially just savored all of Matt Smith's his expressions and his the way he emotes, the way he moves, just his inflection of voice, and he's a really consummate actor, and he's terrific, and I just loved him in this, and the fact that I'm gonna give a little spoiler, so if you haven't seen this episode, plug your ears. Anyway, Clara does not remember the Doctor at all from her previous encounters with him. Now, this is a little strange. I thought, why does she have amnesia? That's so odd. But it was a good way to reintroduce the series and make the adventure even bigger than what it was. And she's reading a book that kind of reminded me of Nancy Drew, just by the way the cover looked. It had that kind of a feel, or sort of like, I don't know, what else would it remind me of? Hardy Boys? They had that sort of feel to that kind of look, that old, the classic young adult reader books that you would have picked up. And then the other one that she had, it reminded me of Dangerous Girl's Guide, which if you've ever picked up that book and read it, it is just terrific. It really is a splendid book, and I highly recommend it. It teaches you how to build rafts and play billiards, and what different groups of animals are called. Like, Congress is a group of baboons, but anyway, that's just a little bit of a sidetrack thing. Trivial knowledge. This episode I really enjoy, just because it had the old feel, the retro feel that I was looking for. It just reminded me of classic sci-fi, and a lot of action, and the monsters I thought were really clever, and just really creepy, and very insidious and deceptive. Very well executed. I was kind of wondering if maybe the Dream Lord would appear in this episode because of the birds in the background, but, then again, that was me just thinking about previous episodes, but I really wasn't disappointed at all. I think that Doctor Who only continues to improve, and I really look forward to future episodes, and it can only get better from here. I am definitely looking forward to the 50th anniversary. They've been doing um, revisiting the Doctors on BBC, which I highly recommend if you didn't grow up with the previous incarnations like I didn't. The only one that I sort of remember, but the one that I have seen would be Tom Baker, and I really love Tom Baker. I'm a big fan of Tom Baker, even though I haven't really seen too many of the Baker era episodes, but he's a classic Doctor, and a lot of people remember him, and he was iconic, and he was probably one of the most beloved of the Doctors that made people get into the series as much as they did, and he was probably the reason why a lot of people are Whovians to this day. Um, but if you're a fan of Doctor Who, you do know that when the Doctor regenerates, he's a different person. He might remember some of those past lives, but he's a completely new entity. And I think that's one thing that makes this show very interesting, adds more complexity to it. And I like Clara. I have my theories about her, but I don't know. I have not really seen them put to the test yet, so I'm waiting to see how Steve Moffat takes all of these ideas on as a whole, and what he will do with Clara Oswald slash Oswayne in the near future. I have a prediction about her, but I'm not even going to say that what it is because it'll be a spoiler, and I really don't want to do that. The only spoiler I gave away here is that she could not remember who the Doctor was, and he had to remind her. And there's a really good scene in here that's just it's adrenaline rush, and it was just awesome. I just thought it was really amazing. I was completely astounded by it, and I was just completely transfixed when I saw it. So that's all I have to say about it. Kudos to Steve Moffat, and looking forward to the episodes in the future.